Alright people, so today we are going to solve the palindrome number problem of Leetcode, which is the ninth problem of the Leetcode. And let's begin with the problem. So given an integer x, return true if x is a palindrome and false otherwise. Okay, so what this question is saying is that if basically we have been given the integer x, and if the integer x is a palindrome, return true, else return false. Okay, that's an easy thing. Palindrome is a number which reads the same forward or backward. So let's say it's 1 to 1. So from left to right, if we read 1 to 1, it's the same 121. And if we read it from right to left, 1 to 1, this is also the same as the previous one. You know, just as it's written here. 1 to 1 reads the same as left, and from right to left, left to right, and right to left, but it is the same. If it's a this number is called a palindrome. So if it's a palindrome, return true, else we can return it false. Also, negative numbers. So just to clarify, negative numbers are never a palindrome because this is a negative sign, and minus 1 to 1 it would give the output false. 1 to 1 is giving the output true, minus 1 to 1 will give the output false, right? One, because from right to left it's 1 to 1 minus, you get it? It's not a palindrome. And 10 is obviously not a palindrome because it reads 0 1 from right to left, right? So we have two different kinds of approaches to solve this problem as of now, and we'll look at both of them one by one. So let's first look at the first solution, which is okay. So what we'll do is we'll create a new string in which okay, so what we can do is we'll create a new string which will be okay, first things first, we'll first create a string s, and we are going to what we are going to do is to string x. So what this function does, I have learned that what this function does is uh, this will convert x, which is an integer, into a string, right? To string means that integer is converted into a string. We will be typecasting the integer x into the integer into the string s, right? So why do we do this? This is because it's easy for us to basically traverse in a string, because string works just like an array, and it's very easy to basically traverse in what do we say, in an array, right? So string works just like an array, and we are going to traverse in it just like that. Alright, so what are we going to do is, सबसे पहले तो we'll be comparing the first we'll basically be copying this string to another string which we are going to call reverse string, and we'll basically copy the string into another string in the reverse order, right? So the last element of the string s would be the first element of the reverse string, right? So we will be doing that, and for that what we can do, we can basically make a character a which will be okay, so we'll be making a character pointer a which will be pointing towards the last element of s. So we'll be doing this address of s, and last element of s would be s dot length, right? S dot length will give the length of the array -1. So this would be the last element of the array, right? So we got a character a which is pointing towards the last element. We got a character pointer, and it's not a string pointer, it's a character pointer, because every individual is a character, right? So that's that. And now we're going to be declaring the string string rev, which is going to be initialized, which we will be initializing. Okay, this is not how we initialize. What we'll do is string length, and it's going to be of length s dot length. It's going to be as equal length of s, and it's going to get filled by every element of \0, like the null element, right? So this is how you declare a string. We do length comma which element we are going to fill it in it, right? And now we got to fill it in the reverse order, right? So for that we'll do a for loop, a basic for loop for int I is equals to 0, I is less than s dot length, because we are going to be running the loop for every individual what do we say, every individual character of string, right? And basically what we did is we converted the integer number into the string, right? So we have converted this into a string, and then we are going to do our further operations in it, right? So we will run a for loop which will basically what we'll do is we will be assigning every element to uh, to the basically the value which is contained at a pointer a, right? So we have to dereference it, and we have to dereference the value a, right? And a is currently pointing at the last element, and now it has to point to the second last. So we have to basically go back one step. So we'll do a minus minus, right? And this is going to basically copy every element of the, basically this is going to reverse the string. This thing will reverse the string and copy it into the string rev name, the string name rev. And at the end we are going to just return return what we are going to return s is equals to rev. So what this will do is this will basically print that whether the string s is equals to rev or not. If it's rev, if it's equal to rev, the number is a palindrome and the output would be true, and otherwise it would be giving the value as false. So if we run this code, and we are going to find out that it will be completing every test case, and if we submit it, we are going to be finding out that yep, it is accepted and everything right. Also, I just while I was writing this code, I figured out that we don't have to make a pointer. What we can do is we can make a, what do we say, we can directly access the last elements, right? So we don't have to do this. We can just rev I is equals to s a, let's say, and a minus minus, and here a is not a character, a is an int a, which is equals to s dot length minus 1. I hope it works. I do believe it is going to work, and yeah, it works. And when we submit it, it's going to be a better solution. Yep, it takes 12 milliseconds, which is taking more time, but I have no idea about. I still am very much confused about the part of time complexity of software. Like, how can people solve it in 0 seconds? I have no idea, and I'll study it and I'll figure it out. So we are currently talking about what solutions I have figured out, and this was one solution, and I'm going to talk about another solution. And another solution goes like we don't have to basically copy everything in another string. What we can do is we can do it operate in the same string, and by using a concept called as two pointers. So what that two pointers does is, I'll basically, if this is a whole string, so what we'll do is we'll compare this and this, they're equal, well and good. Well, then compare this and this, they're equal, well and good. We'll then compare this and this. So basically from outer to inner side we'll start comparing elements like this, and if they're equal it's a palindrome, if they're not, it's not a palindrome, right? So we'll be coding this solution, and what this is first of all we will obviously be converting the integer x to string s is equals to string x. We'll be converting the integer to the string, and then we'll be going to get two variables, int left is equals to 0 and int right is equals to s dot length, 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 and a minus 1, because you will see why. And what we'll do is we'll just go like this. So we'll operate a for loop, int I is equals to 0, I is less than s dot length, and not s dot length, we just want to go till the middle, right? We won't go to exceed. We don't have to like the rightest pointer, we don't have to take the rightest pointer to the leftist side, right? We don't have to do that. So we'll be operating this to s dot length by 2, and then we'll just do I plus plus, easy as that. And we'll return what we'll return, okay, if we'll do if s dot left, okay, if the left test, like left is 0, so if s0 is not is equals to s right. Now you might have understood that why I put this right, let why I put this right as length minus 1, because length, if I put it as length, it will exceed, like it will overflow there, it will go above, because in a array with 3 elements, the indices is the indices are 0, 1 and 2, right? there is no third, so that's why we did write as length minus 1. And if this is true, then return false, right? If this and this are not equal, then return false obviously, है ना? And else just do left plus plus and right minus minus, just that, right? If this is true, then return false, else is gonna return true. Else after the for loop we are going to just do here, we'll just type return true, easy as that. And what this code is doing is it will check left is 0, left and right, we set this, and we are just going to do left plus plus right minus minus from here, and we'll check if those two are not equal, then obviously it's not a palindrome, because like you can see here, 1 and 1 are, if 1 and 1 are not equal, it's not a palindrome, right? Like first element should be equal to the last element, and so on and so forth. So we'll compare them. If it's not, it will false, and if the statement doesn't go in this, then it will just do left plus plus and right minus minus, and for again it will check in the for loop and just check it again until, and if for the whole, like this length by 2, if for the whole thing it doesn't return false, then obviously the string is a palindrome and it will return true. So if we run this code, we'll be finding out that we have no errors and every case is running. And if we submit it, this solution is also a pretty well versed, beats 10% of the people out there, because everyone is a master coder, and memory also 11% of people, very great. So anyways, I have figured out these two solutions, and I'll be studying more and more stuff, so basically to give out more value. And yeah, that's that for the video. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.